need a precept, huh? All praise. Kahala, Bahashem, Hamashiach, and Habashah. All praise to the Most High. This Sabbath, we coming here to y'all with a class. He think he the Most High. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into it because a lot of times when we dealing with is we got this. I don't know what you call it, but the thing we got going on, our people worship the enemy so much, man. I mean, it's ridiculous because you can't tell them about the Most High God because if a white man ain't told them, they don't want to hear it. Joel Osteen, boy, he get up and tell them anything, boy, and they will do whatever he tell them to do. But our people, boy, you gotta. I guess you can't look like us, is what it is. You can't look like a black man, not one from the hood, or not one that just regular. But at the same time, like I said, he thinks he's the Most High. And we're gonna start out. Y'all got anything to say before we go? Go ahead. Okay, let's go to Genesis 4:9. Because we're gonna follow this spirit first. Because this started all the way from the beginning. This spirit started from the beginning, and that's the same spirit that we see right now. Hold on a second. This ain't cool. Come up. That's all this chill do. No, I'm good. Yeah. Got it?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother?
And this is right at the beginning. This is Cain and Abel, they the sons of Adam. He said, where is our brother? And at this time right now, this same spirit, we're going to show that all the way to the beginning, this same spirit that was happening right now is the same spirit that we're dealing with today. Go ahead.
And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about it. And Esau is our brother. And ask me, are they being a good brother to us? No, they enslaving us, shooting us in the streets, taking us to jail whenever they feel like it for nothing. Then it's like, hey, you can just go. Well, what I get charged with? Nothing. They just wanted to put you in there, get a couple of your dollars, and send you back on the street. But at the same time, go ahead.
And he said, what hast thou done?
Mm-hmm.
The voice of thy brother's blood cries unto me from the ground.
And this another thing too. Who in their right mind could face the Most High God and just be this bold? Am I my brother's keeper? It's the Most High ask you a question. You know what I'm saying? You should be having your head down. I don't know where he is. But nah, he bold. Am I my brother's keeper? It's being smart. And this is God he talking to. You know what I'm saying? This is the Most High he talking to. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
No, go ahead.
Verse 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive the brother's blood, thy brother's blood from thy hand. So
in this time right now, we know that Cain had slew his brother and killed his brother. This murder spirit right here at the beginning. The world just began, and here he is. He already, I don't like him. Jealous of us. Jealous of us. Jealous of us for doing the right thing. Doing what the Most High told us to do. That's all he did, was what he was told to do. Bring me your first. But here he can't bring his first. He can't bring his first of his gathering. He don't even, but he's mad at his brother. And it's the same spirit that we got going on today. Esau mad at us for what? We can be sitting down doing nothing, minding our own business, and they come out of nowhere. Don't go to the park, a group of us at the park. They coming on the weekend and ask for driving license, the insurance, everything. This is what they do. This is the same thing, same spirit. Let's go to
hold on, let me touch on something a little bit. And this lets you know that guess what? The truth is not about color. It's about your bloodline, because guess what color Adam was? Do anybody know? What color was Adam? What precept you got? Give me
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me read it. The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. So we know what color the dust of the ground is, different shades of brown. So this let you know that Adam, the first man, was a brown-skinned man, or what we call today black man. So guess what? Even Cain was a black man. But guess what? There's some black devils out there too as well, man. With the spirit of Esau that hate their own people. So we want to be mindful of these things. It said, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. That breath that Most High breathed into him was what? The law, statutes, and commandments. So we had the commandments from the time of Adam. Adam was a God on the planet. But like we said, Genesis is the hardest book of the Bible to interpret. So it goes over a so-called Christian head.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, you gotta simplify. That's why they simple-minded when it comes to that Genesis. But this spirit, like I said, this spirit was at the beginning. And like the brother was bringing out, it wasn't even the color. The fact of the matter is, this spirit went on from one generation to the next generation, from one captivity to the next captivity. It just so happens right now, when it got to Esau, thing that about Esau, he took it above what everybody else did when that spirit was on him. He went above because he wanted to be just like God. But we'll get into that. Let's go to Genesis chapter 11, because we're going to see the spirit kind of moving around. Better yet, before we do that, I'm sorry, let's go to 27:41, Genesis. I wanted to see this. I wanted to show you this same spirit right there, because that's Cain killer. Remember, Cain was a killer of his brother, right? Now let's see if that spirit's still running around. Let's go to read that off.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Ain't that the same thing that happened with Cain, right? Cain got blessed. Abel got blessed. Cain hated him. Am I my brother's keeper? Talking smart mouth. Boy, you know, our family, oh boy, I don't even want to think about what my mama would have done. I probably wouldn't have had no head. I'd have just talking to y'all out the side of my neck for real, boy, because she would have took that off. And he talking to the Most High. But I'm showing y'all it's the same spirit right now. But finish reading that.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
When my father died, I'm going to kill Jacob. Same thing. This the same two brothers. These brothers did the same thing. Same spirit that started at the beginning. Same spirit is going on right now. Same. I can't stand my brother. I kill him, and that's what he's doing. I'm killing my brother. Now let's go to 11. Genesis 11. Start at 1. We're gonna get to 10.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar. And there they dwelt there. Verse 3. And they said one to another, to go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. He said, now they sitting up there, man. Here's Nimrod. Nimrod is the mightiest of all of them at this time. Nimrod is a mighty hunter. We'll get to that. He's a mighty man. Strong. You know, Nimrod was probably some old cat that sit up there lifting weights all day. Big old cat. They scared of him. He running everything. And he got a little mind on him. He said, man, let's build a city. And not only that, let's build a tower. Why would you want a tower? Why he need a tower to reach heaven? Nimrod wanted to be worshiped as God. He wanted to be God. He's like, man, I'm running everything. If I can get up there and if I can get up there and I can be God, you know, I can make it rain. All I have to do is drop a bucket of water back down on them people. They think I'm God. And this is the same spirit that's going around. It's moving from,
You ever seen that movie? Is Denzel Washington movie? Fallen. Where that spirit would go from one person to the next one. There's the same thing going on from generation to generation. That same wicked spirit, that evil that opposes the Most High, is coming from one generation. Now it goes to the next one. Then you're going to see like Nebuchadnezzar when they came up. Now that spirit over there. And the next kings that come up that's going against the adversaries of the Most High, that spirit jumps on them. And it's the same thing. They go and kill.
And that's what we tell brothers and sisters, to be mindful of the company that you keep, because guess what? Spirits do jump. That thing may take a week, may take 2 weeks, may take a month, may take some months. But guess what? If you ain't dealing in the right spirit, if you're dealing with a wicked brother or a wicked sister, that spirit will eventually jump on you, man. If you're not prepared to deal with that thing. There's some strong wicked spirits out here, man. Brothers and sisters got to be mindful about, man. That's why we always tell brothers and sisters what? Stay in the spirit. You know, because if you stand in the spirit, you can't let those things beguile you or trick you.
Because that's what happens when you hang around wicked spirits. Either you're going to get that wicked spirit to change, or that wicked spirit going to change you. One day you will never know, why am I acting like that? Or you won't say it, but your people around you start saying it.
In fact, let me get a precept on it.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. Y'all hold y'all place in the book, which I know you're going back. Read it out.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
It said, be not deceived, because evil communication corrupt good manners. It's a lot of people that you know, man, like, dang, them some good people. But then they get around the wrong people, and then you see the turn in them. Because evil communication does corrupt good manner, man. Even people in this walk, you see them, and they real diligent, and all of a sudden, guess what? Brothers and sisters don't take the counsel. And when you don't take counsel, then things change. And then when it changes, it goes for a turn. And like the Most High said, I will choose your delusion. So evil communication corrupt good manner for the bad and for the good, man. That's why I said be not deceived.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they bring to you. That's why they got you on them TV shows. They give you evil communication. They can bring in anything they want, make you think how you want. A lot of times, some of y'all think you got dressed for because you thought of that. Esau thought of that 4 years ago. The clothes they wearing now. He set them up. Like them brothers right there, they be sagging their pants. It wasn't your idea. Esau already thought of that. You thinking you hard. Esau saying, yeah, we really making you soft as palm water. That's what they doing, but you thinking, yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, he made it up for you. Now you thinking, if I ain't got my pants hanging and this and that, then I ain't hard. I tell you what, there's gonna be something hard in you if you keep them going. Damn, go ahead.
Even going back to the book of Genesis, chapter 11. Anybody know where the land of Shinar is? The land of Shinar is going into ancient Samaria, or what we call today, modern day Iraq today. So this is where they was building this temple at. Even when you Google these things, you can see that they finding all these archaeological sites and stuff. These things really exist, people. So I have to be mindful, go and look these things up.
They had I've seen a thing where they had found a numerous amount of brick that fell from the tower that was consistent with this tower falling. So they had evidence. A lot of stuff they're not gonna show you the evidence. Exactly. They don't want you to believe none of this. That way, when they come out with it, they can be like, nah, that ain't true. But they got evidence sitting right there. Because they knew sooner or later we're gonna wake up. So they let you believe, then they take it right back. No, that ain't real. But they know it's real. Go ahead.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 4. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name.
Hold on, do what?
And let us make us a name.
Now, they running the earth, but they want a name. So what name are you trying to make? I gotta go to heaven to get this name? I gotta go knock God out to get this name? Let us make a name. All of y'all want anyway. Somebody pick a name. No, I got to get God out the way. It's the same spirit right now that's going on in America. Right now. They want God out the way so they can control whatever going on. Go ahead.
Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city.
And they're the Most High, like, man, look at these Negroes. Because at this time, like he said, at this time, Esau ain't even here. There ain't no white men around yet. These are just a whole lot of black folk. Man, look at them, man. Sitting up there, man, and I mean, just look at them. Imagine them coming down. They look, like, man, look at these boys. They trying to get in my house.
And you know what? That's the same spirit that Israel had on them in the wilderness too. Just like when the Lord looked down, like, look at them wicked Negroes down there building a calf. Hey, Moses, hey, go down there and get them, man.
Look, he had to interrupt Moses' conversation. Moses, you better go down there. Moses like, no, I need to get this information. Moses said, no, you need to go down now.
You better go down
there. Look at them. They down there partying and building another God. Moses like, no, I can't be. Can't happen. That ain't happening. You go down there and that's exactly what they doing. So Moses like, boy, you niggas. Nah, at that time, I don't think he called them these. You niggas. You niggas is tripping. That's what Moses was trying to be telling them.
And then it's kind of funny, like Moses is like holding the Lord back. Hey, you better get him before I get him, before I get him. You better get him.
He was like,
please, Lord, don't get it.
He had to tell him, hey, hold on, whoa, don't wait, let's just get him to talk to him for a second.
He talked to him.
I know, man, they must have been taking the mollies or something. Hold on, let me just get down there a minute. Go ahead,
Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. Verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
See, now they thinking because they can come together and communicate. But the fact of the matter is, see, everybody at this time, everybody think they have one language, right? That's what we've been taught, right? Let me show you something. Let me see. Find Shem.
10
There's a 10. These are generations of Shem. Everybody had their own language. I had them written down.
Verse 5. 10 and 5.
Yeah, well, in fact, better yet, go to 11, 10, and 20.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 10.
No. Salaki. 10 and 20.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 20. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations.
See, they had their own language. Shem had his own language. But the fact of the matter is they all had one common language that they all spoke, but they all still had their own. I think what it is just different dialects of the same language, but they all had the different language. So it's not that they just spoke, that they had one total language. The fact of the matter is they spoke with one voice and they could come to agreement to do some things. So when they could communicate, they can do something like now. If I can create a better communication, that's what they have. Like when you go to anybody seen what they call the UN when they're on TV, and they have headphones on, and the way they do that in whatever language somebody's speaking in their language, whatever the communication to come back. See, and this is the same thing they're going back to. They're trying to do that because the communications means they can be on one accord. And here's what they doing. They all on one accord to go against the Most High God.
Yeah. But if you go to 10, jump up to verse 5.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. Every one after his tongue.
Everyone after his tongue. So when they was talking in one language, they was in one mindset. To do an evil job. That's
on one accord.
On one accord to do it. Go ahead,
After their families in their nation.
After their families in their nation. So whatever nation that was, they spoke their own language and had their own tongue.
So they would speak that language they was in this one accord to we finna be God.
Exactly. And guess what? It's the same spirit that Esau had. It's like Ak is going into. Go to the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 41.
Yeah, I got that. But we go ahead.
Want to go to it now?
No, go ahead. Knock yourself out.
I'll read it. Because it's the same type of spirit. They was trying to come on one accord to go against the Most High. What you got, Ak?
Like today, everybody got their own language, but they speak one common language, which is English.
English, yes, exactly.
And that's how they able to communicate, but they got their own tongue.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And like I said, they all use these things to come on one accord to go against the Most High. It's the same policies and philosophies that America has.
And it's funny because you see them other countries and President Putin, all of them, they always trying their best to speak some English. Struggling with it, but speaking it. But have you think Donald Trump finna, I bet he ain't thinking about no Russian. I bet you he won't think about no German. Now he's over there speaking, I mean, he ain't even trying to correct it for him. He's speaking straight English, and you better know some English. But that's the common language is what it is. When you want to do business in this world right now, you got to have an education on English because the main people who run this earth speak English right now.
And that lets you know who's dominating the earth by the currency, by the language, by the customs. When the people is doing the majority of those customs, that lets you know who's ruling the planet Earth, man, what country is. But read that, Captain Jeroboam.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom.
So this is a Greek king, an Edomite, a Caucasian, what we have called today. Read that again from the top.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Saying the same thing that guess what? King Nimrod said that all should be one people.
Yeah.
He want everybody to come up under them, do their customs, do their philosophies, have their gods.
The same thing America tell us.
Exactly.
We all one, and we know darn well we are the same. No, we not. No, we not. Because when I go in my pocket, it's only $2. You go in your pocket, you got credit cards, $1 million at the man. Hold on, your pocket don't look like mine. Your housing don't look like mine. And that, that's the same for, like I said, this spirit is the same spirit. All it's doing is touching the next generation.
Read verse 42.
Verse 42. And everyone should leave his law.
Read that again.
And everyone should leave his law.
That's what they saying, because guess what? Adam had the laws from the time of Genesis, trying to teach. That was his job, to teach the nations God's laws. But Nimrod stepped on the scene like, no, we gonna do what I want to do. I'm a God on the planet. And that's what America do. Passing homosexuality laws, saying that you can eat pork. Pork is the new white meat. When the Bible condemns all that. Celebrate Christmas when the Bible says don't do that.
Right.
These are the customs that they put in place to make our people worship, to get them up under their policies. Read on.
That's why they teach the laws are done away with.
Exactly.
Oh, the laws done away with. Same thing they saying, hey, do away with your law.
Yeah. Read on up.
So all the heathens agreed according to the commandments of the king.
And that's what our people do today. We agree to the consent of America. You know, we do their philosophies. We leave off being Israelites and keeping our God's laws, but we keep the laws of the land. Go ahead, Captain Maccabees.
Let me also get a precept. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 27. See, because like it all going based down into, it's been from the beginning. Everybody had different. We had different languages. We always had different languages. Paul giving the understanding, because even our Christians in the churches, they get in there and they be wanting speak in tongues and all of this. But but when you speak in another language, or even if you in the church trying to speak tongues, the Bible has something to say about it. Read it up.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 27. If any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by 2, or at the most by 3, and that by course, and let one interpret.
Let one interpret. See, because a lot of times when in the churches, when they speaking in tongues, you don't supposed to be out there speaking in tongues unless you got it interpreted. So when just like in the time, even in the Tower of Babel, guess what? Even in that back then, when they went to talk to these different nations, they had an interpreter then.
I remember, boy, being in that church, man, and I used to sit up there and they used to say, well, you ain't saved if you ain't speaking in tongues. And I used to be sitting up there and I'm like, man, I don't know. They just sound like they just doing some gibberish, you know, just, you know, making up some stuff. So I sit there and listen to them and I'm going, and they said, well, you know, with the evidence of speaking in tongues. So, boy, I pulled a fast one on them. I sat right up there and they were jumping around. I don't know what, I just come out. I just started spitting some stuff because I'm like, and then they were like, they started cheering. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm saying, I guess. I'm lying my butt off because I know damn well I ain't saying nothing. You know, I'm just running my mouth. I just came up and I know I ain't saying nothing. And I'm thinking to myself when I came to the truth, I'm like, they know damn well they ain't saying nothing while they out there. They just, and no, they ain't nobody interpreted. Nobody, ain't even nothing on this planet can understand that.
Them is wicked spirits that be on the island of them things.
That's about the only thing that can interpret it is the devil. But Satan himself.
Watch it, read verse 28 though.
Verse 28. But if there be no interpreter, let him keep silent in the church.
If it don't be no interpreter, if you don't understand that, who don't need to get my $100 at the pound? Like, what the hell you say? And slow it down. He said you need to get $100 at the pound.
And then like even when he's saying that nowadays, he's saying with the evidence of speaking in tongues, because guess what y'all are doing nowadays? What do you say to brothers now? Khan, Salakia.
Yeah.
Yahweh Bahashem Mashiach Yahweh. Y'all speaking in another tongue. And guess what? There's brothers in there that can interpret it. You ain't speaking in a whole lot of, it ain't saying you got to just speak a whole new language. But the fact of the matter is you speaking in another tongue. Why? Because you're going back to your original language. That's right. So that's the tongues that's talking about. You're going to be speaking in another tongue. And that's the tongue you're looking at. Because now sometimes you talk to people like you go to work, you'll say something they be looking at you like, what did you say? And you got to remember, oh, shoot, I'm my bad. Because they'll say something like that, Salakia. You know, they'd be like, sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. Let's go back to where we was at over here. Did you hear something?
No.
Okay.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11.
Where did we stop at?
Verse 7. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 7. Let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from this upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel.
Babel, confusion. In fact, when it goes to my definition, on the definition, it tells you Babel is confusion. And what's most confusing place in the world today? America. America. What's crazy about America? You can come from the most violent country in the world. I mean, they bombing every day, they shooting, got the Taliban and whatever else over there, and come to America, go work at a grocery store and get killed tomorrow. Confusing. They got you thinking this is the best place. And this is one of the most deadliest places in the world. But they sell you a dream though.
Because a lot of times, like when we talk to other brothers from other countries, they think America is literally paved with gold.
Exactly.
Man. They dying trying to get up over here, man. Only if they knew though.
Yeah.
You know?
And you see how the world is run. Just like back, I say 15 years ago, you moved to LA, everybody wanted to move to LA, but it was nothing but homosexuals out there going on in LA. But now, what's the new thing now? Gay Atlanta. Because Atlanta is a homosexual place, man. And when you go there, guess what? Why you think all the rappers come out of Atlanta? All the movie stars. Everything coming out of Atlanta because Atlanta is the place of confusion right now. They just change it from one coast and put it in another coast, man. That's all it is, straight confusion, man. Go ahead.
Some of this paved with gold, this country. Now, there's just a lot of dogs using the bathroom and nobody picking it up. That's what it's paved with. Dog crap. That's what this country is about, man. This is a land of confusion, man. You got now, if you say something about gay, something wrong with you. Let them tell it. Everything is turned backwards. Everything's flipped backwards. I mean, this is confusing. Go ahead. That was it on that? No, finish that up. Babel on 9.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 9. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from this did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
And that's another thing. He said, confounded the language. Boy, we got Ebonics, Hispanics don't understand, and everybody, boy, you can go to the restaurant and get super mad. You don't know what they talking about up there, especially if you're going through that drive-through. I don't care what you sound. You could be speaking a great English, and the person on the other side speaking sound like good English. For some odd reason, communication just don't match up. I mean, I order two chicken breasts. You get up there, man, and you got a whole hamburger with cheese on it. You're like, wait a minute. That's how confusing this is. Our language is totally confounded. Everything is confounded. Nobody understands nobody no more. And they supposed to be speaking the same language. That's how confounded America is.
And the funny thing about it, look, everybody can't speak the same language, but the Lord makes, you guess what? The Lord makes a way for people to understand something. Because a universal language is when somebody, if I'm tearing your butt up, you know, you understand that. I can imagine that. I don't care what language you say. He might speak French and he might speak Spanish. But if I start wailing across your head, I bet you one thing, you understood that deal. You understood that.
That's like when I be on my job, I get out there and I come and I start talking to the Hispanics. They be doing some work, and I be like, well, look, I need to see your permit. And they'll say, no speak English, no speak English, no speak English. And so I'll say, you understand, shut it down. And I promise you, we all get on the same chord at that time. They come right out. Yeah, they speak great English all of a sudden. They're like, man, you speak better than me. But the fact that, you know, I'll have to do is say a couple of words and they know, yeah, you speaking now. But let's go back up.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 10. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years.
That's all I need. That's all I need to go there. But that's all I wanted to get on that. Let's go to Genesis chapter 10. Did we already hit that, Nimrod? Yeah, 10 and 8.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 8. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
He was a what?
A mighty one in the earth. Verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord.
He was a what?
A mighty hunter before the Lord.
Say it slow and then one more time.
He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
All right, that's what I want on that. Now I want you to see. I want to show y'all the spirit as it's moving around. Let's go to Genesis 25 and 27. Because what did it say? He was a what? Mighty hunter. A mighty hunter. Let me show you too. Not only that, look. Remember when the spirit was on Cain, right? Cain wasn't slick at all. You know, he just killed him and buried him and then lied. So he wasn't slick. So now that spirit is on Nimrod. Now the spirit getting a little stronger, mighty, a little bolder. You know what I'm saying? Now he's a mighty hunter. Now go ahead. Now let's go. Now the same spirit. As it going through the years, this spirit is getting advancing. And advancing. It's getting more cunning. Put it that way.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
He was a what?
A cunning hunter.
He was a what?
A cunning hunter.
Now y'all seeing this? It's the same spirit. Now it was mighty at first, same hunter. So don't think this spirit, that's all it does is hunt. Even when he said, what you doing? And I'm walking back to and fro across this earth to see who I can devour. This spirit always hunting. So if you out there and you in the wrong spot, this spirit looking for you. So don't be surprised when that arrow hits you in the back of the head. This spirit is looking for you. It's hunting. It was hunting from the beginning. It's hunting right now. And all your children, you can rest assured. You can rest assured. They said that what you have, what these women missing every day. Children missing every day. It's kind of, it's man, it's a sad, but it's crazy.
Now, I'm gonna give you the definition of cunning, because like he said, Nimrod was a mighty hunter, but see, like as their spirit advanced, it got stronger. The skill and the mindset of hunting had changed. Watch this. Cunning, having or skills of having achieving one's end by deceit or evasion. So now his hunting steps, now as he start hunting, he get more crafty in his hunting.
Yeah.
Now, just like even right now, his hunting right now, he said now he ain't got to physically come out. He can send a drone out here.
Exactly.
Kill everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
He's got a lot more. Look at his advancement on his weapons. Man, he started out with a rock. We one had the little bow and arrow. That mother come right out the cave chucking rocks. Now here he is right now. Got all kind of guns. You know what I'm saying? And now got other people fighting them back, chucking rocks at them. This is the same dude who was chucking rocks.
Even to touch on it, I know brothers touch on the corner side, but guess what? It's a spiritual side to that thing too. He hunts souls to
That's exactly yes.
to go into their philosophies. Like we say, gathering everybody up under that thing too. He's literally hunting and killing people too. But like we say, they pushing what? Christianity. That thing hunt people's souls because it causes our brothers and our sisters to what? To err. That's true.
That's why he comes up with all those religions. He's hunting. I need your soul. I'm hunting. I'll give you anything. I'll give you false everything.
That's right.
You need a religion? Got one.
You need a God?
Yeah.
Got one.
I got a God for you. I got everything for you. You need fame? We got it.
You feel depressed, down and out? I got these pills for you.
Yeah, you need riches? I got it. That's exactly what it is, man. He's always hunting. And let me show you how cunning he is. In fact, let's go to Matthew chapter 4 and 11. 4 starting 1. Because the Most High know how cunning he is, but the Most High know I'm the real God. So you can't. There ain't nothing you can do to stop me from what I'm doing. But let me show you something.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 1. Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
And he led him up there to be tempted. This Most High saying, man, he throwing his, man, you ain't got nothing. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you who I am. He led him up there to be tempted of the devil. And here's the devil. Remember, he's cunning. Now we done at this time right now, we done went 6 captivities when this devil is still up to the same job, doing the same thing. Now he's gonna tempt the Messiah. So what you think? You think he ain't scared to tempt you? Who is you? Who am I? He tempted the Messiah. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights.
Now he noticed he fasted 40 days and 40. He watching him. He watching him. Yeah, he fasted. Yeah, he ain't ate in 40 days. 40 days. We barely can't get past that one day fast. He ain't ate in 40 days. So he got a master plan. Go ahead.
And afterward, and hungered. Verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread.
Now he coming there, and this is cunning. He know, man, because if we had that kind of power, boy, we turn anything into whatever we want to eat, boy. You know what I'm saying? You hungry? You ain't eating 40 days? Man, you'll turn your house into a lamb chop. Yeah, just make that lamb chop. And he be like, mouth just watery. And that's what he coming. He tempting him with it. He know. I sat and watched this man fast, and he ain't ate or drink for 40 days. I'm watching him. So what am I going to tempt him with? Food. I know he hungry. I know he hungry. I mean, at that time, his stomach, he looking like an Ethiopian. Yahushua come out them woods looking like an Ethiopian, stomach bubbled out. Ribs all up here. You see everything. In the arm thin. He just, yeah, he hungry. Yeah, he hungry. But listen what happens. And then look at that. He used the food. He knows your weakness. He looking for your weakness. Go ahead.
Verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Man, then another thing he tried to do. He said, make these stones bread. I know a lot of y'all women cook. Anybody ever took some rocks and made some bread? Not natural, huh? So he tried to make him break God's natural, everything that's natural to the Most High. He shut that down. He tried to he's trying to get the Messiah to break God's natural laws. That's what he's trying to do with you. That's what he's doing to America. Oh no. You with a woman? That don't even look right. Nah, they want you to be with another man. They want another woman to be with another woman. They want to change the naturality, the nature of the Most High. And that's what he's trying to do. Man, I know you're hungry. You can turn them stones to bread. Majority of us would have been, boy, them mother was bread. We'd have been that mother would have been some chicken, some greens, a whole meal. And he just said bread. He's cunning. This is a cunning devil. Go ahead.
Verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
And what did the Most High do? I mean, Yahushua do, his son, he said, what we should be doing. That's why we got to learn these scriptures. See, to fight this thing, to fight this spiritual warfare, you need these spiritual bullets. And he is, boy, every time he come up with him, he's shooting right back. What about that one? Man should not live by bread alone. Now, he's like, dang, he shot me back. But go ahead.
But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
He's tearing him up because he's coming with the word. He ain't start just using his own word. He ain't start cussing him out.
Or leaning on his own understanding. And that's a good example. Even like with sisters. When they say getting out of order with, guess what, your husband sometimes, guess what? You read in the scriptures, guess what? Thou shalt submit to thy husband. Read that and apply it to your lives, even with brothers, with dealing with your wives. Read the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22. You deal with your wife as you would deal with yourself. So if you don't talk down to yourself, guess what? You don't talk down to your wife. The thing is all about building up. And when Christ had a problem or anything, what did he do? He always went to the scriptures.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You go ahead. Show read.
Verse 5. The book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 5. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple.
Now he's gonna take him up to all the way. Let's go up here. I want to show you something. Come here, come with me. Let's go up here. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written.
Hold on. Now here he is. This is cunning. Here's the man when the Most High spoke the word, this man was the word. And he finna use the word to con the word. Then that's cunning. That's a sneaky Negro right there, man. That is, man. I'm gonna use his word to con him with his word. Boy, that's crazy, boy, right there. Go ahead.
And he said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee.
Now, he know them scriptures. He went back to the scriptures. And they tell you that, he'll give you charge. Them angels will come to you. They ain't gonna let you hurt yourself. Not you. You can jump off this mountain. They're gonna come right down there and they're gonna help you out. They said in the scriptures. That same thing they tell you in America. When the devil knows. Joel Osteen knows some scriptures. You can best believe he know this Bible. That's one of the reasons he don't like you. This is one of the reasons I gotta try to kill y'all. Because I done read y'all book. Sad thing is our people don't read our own book. That's the white man book. No, Negro, that's your book. That's why you get towed up in America. Because you won't go and read your own book.
That's right.
So when the devil comes at you with your word, You don't even know it. You fall for the word that's written for you.
That's right. Because according to Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6, this is our wisdom inside of the nation.
Exactly.
So guess what? So when that devil came up and when he put that word on, because the devil already knew he was the word of God made flesh, according to John 1 and 14. He knew that who Christ was. He's like, man, this is the word of God. Mm-hmm. If I can defeat him, I can get everybody, man. I can take over the world if I can. But that's why he came to the best of the best.
Yes. And that's what he said. They use this. They say, well, they use that Bible against us. Obey your masters. And then they don't understand. What's funny is they still using the Bible against them. Because guess what they doing? The one that's running around, that Bible's white man book, they use that against us in slavery. And guess what? You still obeying your master right now.
That's right. That's right.
With the same thing, and they got you running around worse than the slave that they came off them ships. Talking about they talking about obey your master. Well, why are you still doing it? That's cunning.
Guess what? Read it to get the understanding thereof.
Yeah.
How about that?
And you exactly. They won't. That's my point. They won't use. If they go in and look at the word, they realize. First of all, they wake up to what he just did to them.
That's right.
They be like, what's that movie where your boy got kicked in the face? He said,
"Which one y'all hit me?"
Rush out.
And that's what they like. One out. They don't know what happened, but something happened. Yeah, he used your word to get you. And that, like I said, that's cunning, man. This devil is cunning, man, for real. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 6. And he said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone.
And you know what's funny? What he did was, see, when he came at Yahushua the first time, he realized Yahushua used the word. Oh, shoot. So then he come back in the second time, guess what he does? Let me go use the word. I know the word too. Let me use it against him. Bet you can't do nothing on this one. Yahushua cold with it. He did. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Yahushua said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
I got another one for you. So all that, and that's what happens a lot of times. What we do, we bring scriptures out and they'll search this Bible to find a scripture to contradict the scripture that you just get. So therefore, if you believe that scripture, and I got one, and you trying to prove to me that these things contradict each other, and if you believe that, we might as well throw this book away then. We might as well throw it. How are you going to use the Bible to contradict the Bible? But they'll do it all day long. Cunning. Sneak boy, I'm trying to tell you, man.
That goes into Sirach. Like I said, a sinful man would not be reproved, but find it an excuse. Our people love to find excuses because guess what? When we out there reading the Bible puts you in the corner. Like, Negro, what you gonna do? You gonna keep the commandments or you gonna fold? It's gonna put you in the corner because guess what? It's no wiggle room with the scriptures.
It ain't.
Either you do it or you don't. And a lot of times it convicts brothers and sisters in their spirit. Like we said, this is a spiritual thing, man. It get all up in your spirit, your joints and your marrows, man. It make you feel some type of way when you hear the words that you know you living against what this Bible is saying. Go ahead,
That's the thing, man. We gotta, and like I said, in order to fight this spiritual thing, you gotta do what he doing. Use the word. This the man. Pull out your 44. You got your 44 with you? It don't matter. You ain't no good anyway. Cause see, this the best ammunition you need to fight anything that you gotta deal with. But we don't think like that. We think we gangster.
I wish would.
I got a AK-47, but I got Psalm 147. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this is where it's at. This is your ammo. All that other stuff, that stuff is garbage. In fact, that's your enemy's tools. That's his guns. They don't work against our we got a God. that's real. The only one that works. I know y'all hear me say this all the time. Listen, the only God in that work, we got him. We got it. Let's go. Finish that up.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them.
Man, that's funny. Man, that's funny. I'm gonna take him up and show him all the kingdoms that's already his.
Yeah, he be.
Yeah, you can have him, and he looking like, nigga, I'll let you just stay at the crib. You know, this is mine anyway.
And guess what?
But he's trying. That is cunning. Think about that, man. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. Guess what? That's the same thing they try to tell us in America.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, we gonna give y'all reparations, man. We're gonna give y'all a piece of the pie too.
Mm-hmm.
Look here, man. The whole pie belong to us, man.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want a piece, and the whole thing belong to us. It's like it's us waking up out of we came to the truth. We was a janitor working in this company, and all of a sudden, you're like, dang, this stuff look familiar with me. Then once you wake up, you're like, dang, the person that owned the company, he the janitor. Now you done woke up. Hey man, this is my building, man. He like, no. Okay, you can just come up here and sit on the board with us. No. All y'all get out.
Mm-hmm.
This is mine.
This is mine.
It's us in the truth, man. The same thing the devil tried to do with your house shot, same way. Like, man, I know you're a janitor, man, but you can come sit on the board with me, man. No, this is my company.
That's right. Matter of fact, let me get a precept. Give me Revelation chapter 13 and verse 4. Because just like Ockham is going into, this is how we know that Esau is worshiping the devil. Read that, Captain Jeremiah.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
Now it says, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, because even in verse 12, it tells you that it's a seven-headed dragon with 10 horns. Now, it's also another type of dragon. Who is this dragon that they worship? This is the spiritual being Satan in this context. Now, the beast is who? Esau. Read that again from the top.
And they worshiped the dragon.
And they worship the devil, the spiritual being Satan. Read on.
Which gave power unto the beast.
Which gave power unto the so-called white man. We're going to make it plain for brothers and sisters up in here. He's giving them their power. You ain't never wanted to know, how did he get the technology to create a nuclear weapon? How to split atoms? That thing there is heavy, man. Read on,
And they worship the beast.
And they did what?
And they worship the beast.
They worshiping the devil, man. Literally. Read on,
saying, who is like unto the beast?
Who is like unto what?
Who is like unto the beast?
Who is like the nation of Esau, which are the so-called Caucasians today? Read on,
Who is able to make war with him?
Who is able to come up against that nation, man? No other nation is able to come up against them, man. Because guess what? They worshiping Satan, man. He's giving them their power, but guess what? Satan is deceitful, and that thing ain't gonna last forever, man.
And that's what they do. And Satan is the one giving the power to Esau. So when you see him, he got satellites up there. This white man is not running some stuff, we ain't gonna be able to make it. Because then who gonna give us the internet? That's what we be thinking about. What's gonna happen to my cell phone?
When hold up, when a lot of times, guess what? Black people invented these things.
All of them, man, every last one. But they ain't letting you know that.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't let you know that.
And you know what?
Time they went out of space, but they never told you there was some black women that only man y'all know. Only way you could have got there, some black women had to give y'all the mad problem. So y'all didn't even think to even go up there. And that's the thing about it. But we look at it, but if we take away Esau, then we're not gonna be able to. We're not gonna. Who's gonna fix me when I'm sick? Yeah, he the one made you sick.
That's right.
That's how you know how to fix you. I broke you. I tore your leg off. I know how to sew it back on. And then, but that's our people though. They got to try to look like God. And Satan giving them the power. And we are bowing down and we say we not. We run our mouth. I ain't doing that. Yes, but when you look at what we doing, yes, you are. No matter, I don't care what you are saying. I'm going by what your actions and what you're doing physically. You doing it. You are worshiping.
Yeah. And see, I'm gonna tell you, just like how Satan keeps showing himself, the children of Israel keep showing who they are too. Because we were the same people when the Most High took us up out of Egypt. Man, you bros out here to kill us, man. We hungry. Now the Lord got to give you manna. We was the same people complaining. Well, we were back there. They were giving us everything, man. We could eat good. And
complaining about slavery. Then they get out. Oh no, we need our slave master now.
Complaining about being free.
Yeah. Yeah. That same thing a lot of them, even when we got out of slavery, the first thing they, y'all free. What we supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? We looking around like, so I don't know if that would have been me, but they let me out that gate. But I just ran straight to the ocean. I just went to swimming, man.
Now, that's where the true understanding of, guess what, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48 comes into play. And he shall, what is that, a yoke around thy neck until he is destroyed.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened to him. Well, it's exactly where we at today.
Right now.
Still destroyed. That's like how people say, man, what that dude tell us that time. Man, the one thing the white man come down now, he feed us. And I'll be laughing, I'm thinking, he fed you yesterday. But you hungry today. But you gonna worship him because he gave you a meal last month. And I'm giving you some word that this is gonna carry you the rest of your life. In fact, you don't even have to come out here asking for no more food. We're gonna give you the real word.
Giving you daily bread.
Yes. But it's fun. I remember that dude said that, man, I had to go home and think about that the whole night. He's like, yeah, but he come out here, he fed us. And I'm thinking, he fed you today, yesterday, what was that, 3 weeks ago they fed you. So you mean to tell me you sitting out here and you worship that man for a meal a month?
And when he walked up, I started to walk behind him and clip him.
Man, you should have thumped him in the back of his head.
Man, matter of fact, give me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 7.
All praise. All praise. No, we got it.
Because this is one thing we have to realize is becoming a nation. You know, we pray for our brothers and sisters that the Most High put the spirit back on them to come up out of Christianity. Because like Dave Chappelle said, Christianity is a hell of a drug, man.
Yeah.
That thing worse than crack, man. But this is one of the things that we must accept as a nation of people. Read that, Captain Jerboff.
Wisdom of Solomon, what?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 7.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of righteousness and destruction of the enemy.
This is one thing we got to come to grips with as being a nation. We have to understand the salvation of the righteousness, but the main point, we got to understand for us to get salvation, our enemy has to be destroyed.
Has to be.
It's no way around it, man. What we look like up in the kingdom with Esau when we know that they are mortal enemies.
And you got to watch your back. And you run the kingdom and you got to keep watching your back because this demon is always behind you. And that is not cool. You ain't going to be feeling comfortable. You ain't going to feel comfortable.
That's not rest.
You're not going to be on a hammock swinging, drinking a Mai Tai, and with the devil behind you, you're not going to be comfortable. Then you wonder why, boom, somebody done pulled this train, then the whole hammock doesn't fail. Who you think that's going to be? That's your enemy. Your enemy. Let's go back. Did you finish that out in Matthew?
Yeah. You want to go down some more?
Yeah, where did you stop at?
Verse 10.
Go ahead, one more to 11.
The book of Matthew. Now I'll start at verse 9.
Yeah, go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 9. And said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
That must say, all these things I give. Man, I was there when you was creating. And you want me to fall down and work? Man, you better go on about your business. That was probably was Yahweh. I know, boy. I know, man. You see. I know he was talking bad to this man. This shit crazy. He must be out there rabbit. He had to be talking to this man crazy. You got your mind. Go ahead.
Verse 10. The The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 10. Then said Yahushua unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve.
He said, man, you better go on. Like I said, yeah, I knew he was going to talk to him bad. Man, get out of here. Get thee hence. I don't even know how that was spelled, but I bet you it was hard when they get thee hence, man.
Excuse my language. He's like, get your ass out of here.
That's what he was telling him.
Yeah.
Better go on, man, if I slap you. That's what he was. I know it, boy. I can imagine. I can imagine what he was like. This nigga crazy. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Then the devil leaveth him.
Yeah, see, he talked to him bad. He talked to him bad, but you better get your butt out of here. All right. I gotta go. Because he ain't want to fight. He ready to go because the man, get out of here. Go ahead.
Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him.
And the angels came and ministered. But boy, he had to fight him with the word. Sometimes y'all got to stand up and be bold with this thing. You can't just be sitting back. Blah, 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 blah. That's why you got to learn scriptures. Learn precepts. Because your own people going to be ones coming at you. You got to be able to go, don't be always calling the captain. Sometimes you need to learn these own scriptures and all this stuff. And hey, look, man, this say this. This say that. Then guess what? They'll leave you alone too. When you get to popping in with these scriptures, they're just like this Satan did. They'll leave you alone too. At my job, they know darn well they don't even say nothing to me. They be like, nah, that dude's gonna pop up with the scripture. Yeah, they just don't even. I ain't coming to Sabbath class. I mean, I be telling them I ain't coming to work on a Sabbath. Okay. Because man, you gotta stand bold, man. You know, hey man, we the children of the Most High. You got to learn this word yourself, though, too. Don't rely on nobody else in here. Everybody close their eyes. Don't rely on nobody else. Think about you. You got to learn it. Because he ain't going to attack him to get to you, or he ain't going to attack you to get to him. He's going to attack you, even if he's using him. But he's going to attack you. So you the one got to stand up. You got to stand up and learn the scriptures. So you can fight the fight. Quit always leaning on somebody else to fight your fight. Girl, what's that scripture such and such had gave us yesterday? Remember last Wednesday? Man, by the time you say all that and do all that, you stabbed in the back 4 times. Excuse me. So you need to learn the scripture. So when that's coming, them things coming at you, you got a scripture for it. You got a bullet for it. You got a protection. You got a shield for it. And this Bible is all that. Let's go to Job 9 and 24. Ooh. Somebody give me that and tell me what that say. They shouldn't even have to look in the Bible. Go ahead.
Whitewashing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Whitewashing.
I mean, it's got parts of it. I said now,
Tell me what the scripture say.
Yeah, because I was saying we said so much. I figured somebody knows.
It's about whitewashing.
But y'all ain't got no gun in y'all pocket. I see that.
No, Job 9 and 24.
Job 9 and 24. There you go. That's what I said. I thought somebody brought a weapon today. Golly. Y'all left them at the house. They finna go to the streets. Y'all left out. Man, look. Hey, me, Jerry, we'll go. Since y'all left your gun at the house. Well, no, you can go. You can go. Yeah, you got a diligent. Go ahead and read that for me.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. Is given into the hand of the wicked.
Now, the thing about that is, y'all saying this, the fact of the matter is, your enemy was given his land. This earth was given to him by the Most High. He ain't take nothing. He did that on purpose because we is out of line. We out of line. The earth was supposed to be ours, but we can't. But we don't want to go. That's what. But we don't want to do what the Most High told us to do to keep the earth, or to have it, or to maintain it. Nah. What's so bad about it? We trying to be like the person that the earth was given to. Because we thinking the earth was that the only way they got it was because of their brilliance. No, they got it because the Most High gave it to them.
Or with their wickedness, and that's why a lot of times it don't work. Because a lot of times we trying to do Esau's playbook on how to get things in life.
Exactly.
And that thing always backfire, man.
Because he didn't get it like he lying about it. It was given to you. Now they making it seem like we did everything to get it. We conquered everybody. Nah, y'all didn't do that. Y'all was only allowed to do that. Ain't nowhere in the world no stinking white boys or army of them could come up to some Negroes. And I don't give a dang. You can have 2,000 over there. You can have 150 black dudes over there. They would have whooped every last one of them. Only the Most High is allowed them white dudes to come up. Man, them little. Huh? Go ahead,
It's a lot. And we envy them so much that we want to see what they do. That's why the Bible said, love not the world. Because we see what they do so much and we think, oh yeah, we can do that too. But they don't know, we don't know what they ain't gonna do. They gonna get what they deserve.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 11. It says, envy not the glory of a sinner.
Envy not the glory of a sinner. Esau doing all these things, and we think, oh, we gonna be right there with them. Let's go and do what they do. Go ahead.
For thou knowest not what shall be his end.
Because these people don't know what their end should be. We know what the end gonna be. We see it in the Bible. But these sinners looking at other sinners, seeing that, okay, I want to join in that, but the Bible tells us don't envy what they got, because they gonna get what they deserve. Read on that.
Verse 12. Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. They love doing wicked stuff. That's all they are. They're all about being wicked. But this says delight not in what they do. Why?
But remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave.
Well, how just let that thing stack up?
Yeah, all the way to the grave. Yeah.
So we don't. When we look at Esau like they doing something, they ain't doing nothing, man. The Most High got them in that because of our actions, actually, man.
And they got that commercial too. They show you straight right in your face. I mean, plain sight. That one commercial where they got that wrestler guy. He comes all in the house. He's all big, got his hair done, bandana, and then he start taking off his muscle and his arm about that big. He take out the other muscle. Then by the time they end of the commercial, this dude is about this thin, hair all missing at the front, long hair, no chest, but at the, you know, and that's what they do. You know, they put on the facades of where you think, yeah, you know, they like this, but when it's all said and done, man, them some nothings, man. Them some nothings. Let's go back.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
He do what?
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Now, go ahead, finish that up.
If not, where and who is he?
He asking the question. He said he covered, he giving you every clue. But somehow we failed the test. Easy. A multiple choice question and only got one answer. A. If for some odd reason we just keep circling something down at the bottom and it don't even, I'm gonna put Z. It's only one, it give you one choice. He said, if not, where and who is he? He covered, man, ain't nobody Chinese people didn't go in there and get them, they didn't go in there and get them black pictures and slant the eyes on them or nothing. Because they could have easily done that. They just put slants on their eyes. They're them Chinese people. Only people in this whole world ever did that. Who done that? Esau.
The white, so-called white.
Give me a First Maccabees. 3 and 48.
Cover the faces of the judges.
Cover them, man. I remember, like I said, I grew up, man, my mom used to have this African Bible. And it sat at the front of our thing. We, my brother, stayed in it because they had great pictures in it. We couldn't read, but you know how when you was a kid, you thought you was reading because you picture read. So I looked at every Moses story. I knew Moses was black. Every Jesus was black in there. Everybody. It's when I went to school finally we had to go bus and go to white school. Now I'm looking in their book. Wait a minute, what happened to him? Now everybody in the book is white. You know what we do? We go back home like we got it all wrong. Our book is wrong. And then from that point on, we started believing what everybody else believed, that the judges and everybody else was white folks, or so-called white folks. We just that easy turned us off. And we knew, we didn't never, it was no shadow of a doubt. When we got in a little argument with it, then they were like, nah. And then the teacher said something, because she racist too. We don't know nothing about racism at the time. We got it wrong. So from that point on, we started believing they lie. But that just, go ahead.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
And see, now when we get our book back, and then we open it up, and they done get, man, what the heck? This ain't the same book here. They done took our book and painted them. Painted all the images. White people. Well, now I can't say red people. Red people. There we are. Imagine going home and you go back in your house. Think about that. You go to your house and your family portrait it. Hey, this so-called white people on your wall. You know what I'm saying? You go down there, your son is on this one, your little baby pictures, and they white people. Man, you wouldn't know, wait a minute, this is what they did to your house. Came in and painted the pictures, every last one of them. And what's so bad about it, instead of you leaving the house and want to go get mad, you just went along with it. Went back in the bathroom and took a bath. And just left the pictures up. And that's what we done as a nation of people, man. Go ahead. Have we finished that one?
Yeah.
Hold on, man. Let's go. I want to go back. I know y'all probably still at Job 9:24. Read that over again right quick.
Which one?
Job 9:24. I'm gonna show y'all something in there too.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
You said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. Why did he cover the faces of the judges? Because I got to cover my tracks. Because when I'm saying I'm God, and I say my people is God's son, and I got with the sons of God come through our lineage, we got to make sure that we cover our tracks. So we got to cover everything.
Yes.
That's why they go into Egypt. Knock down all the noses off front of their nose.
Yeah. Got to change it all. Got to change history. Got to change all that stuff. I got to go through. Yeah, you're right. He committing the crimes. He walking behind him. He's getting the leads and throwing them all over. He's moving it. He's changing everything. Because that's exactly what he's doing. I got to cover my track.
That's it.
Especially if I'm going to tell the word I'm God. But then they got too much evidence. That's why a lot of the stuff, a lot of findings, you're not ever going to see that evidence. You're not going to see it. Why do you think you can be out there digging, you go out there and dig. You say, oh, I found a bone. You take it somewhere, they look at it. Now you can't dig there no more. But now they got all kind of machines and a whole stack of people, but you don't even know what I think that's the only thing you're going to get. You found a bone. Because they not letting you go out there. No, whoa. They don't know what kind of bone it is. We got to hide this. That's why archaeological digs. I noticed, you ever notice, have anybody seen on them archaeological digs when you see them on TV? Have you ever seen the black crew out there? You just don't, well, how is it? Y'all in Africa though. How you get the right to go over there and do this?
It'd be one black dude out there with him, but he walking funny.
And that's because he know where the line's at. Don't go over there. Gorillas over there. But you can dig right there. That's the only thing he out there for.
Matter of fact, give me second Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm gonna read just verse 8.
But go ahead, like I said, man.
I thought you were gonna start at verse 4. Then I jot down to verse 8.
Yeah. Go ahead, 8. Yeah, because I'm yeah, you're right.
Give me Second Thessalonians chapter 2, because even like the captains is bragging out. Guess what, man? The Bible is revealing them now, man. You know, by the Spirit of the Most High, man. Read that out.
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed.
And then shall that wicked be revealed.
Then shall that wicked, y'all see it's capitalized. Then shall that wicked be revealed.
Putting emphasis on wicked, like the wicked. Now we know it's a nation, nations. We got some wicked nations of Israel, wicked nations of Moab, Chinese, Japanese. But the Bible is giving us a specific wicked. It's a specific wicked of nation people that do wicked above all nations of people. And subconsciously, we already know who it is, man. A lot of times our people just don't want to say it because guess what? They have a fear of the so-called Edomites or the so-called red man. Read that again from the top.
Then shall that wicked be revealed.
And he's being revealed in the scriptures. Read on.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Of his what?
Of his mouth.
We consuming them by the spirit of the Bible. Letting them know that all the atrocities that they done did to us from the time that they done stepped on the scene. Read on.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, going into Christ, because Christ is going to smash them without hand. Go ahead, Captain McBee.
Praise, man. That's good. You know what's funny? I had that earlier and I didn't have it back on you. I'm glad you brought it out. But that's, I had, you know my lesson better than I do. But let's go to Psalms 58:3. Since we on this wicked thing and these wicked folks, and y'all think they're your homeboys, hey. And our people think, boy, they go get that. And I ain't even gonna lie, in high school, I had some of these devils. I had them. And they was no good then. And they ain't no good now. And I know a lot of our men, boy, we love to go, oh, I got this white girl. Yeah, all right. You're gonna be sitting right there, boy. As soon as she make you mad, she gonna call you nigga, then you gonna knock her across the head, and then you gonna do 15 years. Because you love that little white girl.
The book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Doing what?
Speaking lies.
Quit loving these people. I don't care how nice they are, whatever they are, they lying. They lying. That's why I tell them little kids, yo, man, as soon as they be born, them little white kids, they lie. That's a lie. When they say dad, they lying. Because that's not his daddy. The milkman and the cable guy is his daddy. That's why I tell them, little white boy, that ain't your daddy. See, you lied when you said dad. And your mama know it. They know it. That lady laughed, and she knew. She was like, yeah.
Hey, guess what? Y'all laughing, but guess what? He literally told it.
I'm telling him. I'm not playing when I'm telling him that.
He got the little 9-year-old 30 minutes went in on his little brother. Little boy locked in like,
And his dad and his mom, I'm gonna tell you, and like I said, and like the daddy better ask why he got free cable for the last 5 years. Because that's the real daddy. These people lie, man. The Bible tells you that. Don't believe this. Believe what God tell you about them, man. And we got, turn on the TV right now. I promise you, Donald Trump lying. Right now. Right now. Go on Instagram, Twitter. He lying right now. I will listen to that campaign and I'm listening to, what is that dude? No, the one from New York. Bloomberg. And I'm just listening to, and man, everything he was speaking was a straight lie. I'm like, how is it when everybody in New York said, you did us bad here? He tried to speak that I was doing the black people, and the black people say, no, you wasn't.
But y'all know he's the author of Stop and Frisk.
Stop and Frisk. I mean, I'm listening to every last one of them. And it didn't matter who spoke. You know it's a lie. Sound good. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's funny because you can go 4 years ago when they was campaigning, there was other people in office. They were saying the same thing. Then you go 20, 30, 40, 50 years back, they were saying the same thing, but for some odd reason, ain't nobody did what they said they were going to do. Obama campaigned on a whole lot of stuff. And then what he said that he wasn't about homosexual, guess what? That's what he did. But everything else was a lie. And Negroes was jumping up and down, doing cartwheels. Yeah, we got a black man. Yeah. And he said, move to Atlanta and bend over.
Red Rover, Red Rover.
So that, I'm telling you, man, brother, where we at? We did that. We finished that up.
Let me get the book of Malachi right quick, because the Bible identifies, this is how we know who the wicked is. That's why we go precept upon precept. Because the Bible says plain who the wicked is. That's why it's very important to know the biblical names of the nations today. Even Esau changed these things today. He changed all the nationalities, all the races. No, they're no longer the Israelites. Make them black, make them Negroes. No, the Chinese people, they're not Chinese. Make them Moab. I mean, make them Chinese instead of Moab. Exactly.
If I change it, that's like he's talking about. They covering their tracks.
Exactly.
I gotta cover my tracks. I'm changing everybody's name. I gotta change all their names. I gotta give them something else, because that way, if you wake up and start trying to figure things out, you be confused as you know. But thank God for the Israelites waking up.
Oh, praise God. Give me the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished.
See, they even lying right here, because guess what? They wasn't impoverished during this time. They was the dupes. They were very rich during this time. Now, guess what? We impoverished them in the so-called dark ages, when dark people was ruling Europe for 1,000 years. Read on.
And that's how they do, though. But that's Esau. You know, when it ain't even that bad, but they make it like we impoverished. Like we hung, man. How is it that y'all doing bad? You got a 5-bedroom house. Black people my color can't even go in the neighborhood. So how y'all doing bad? Go ahead.
Read it from the top again.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate place.
Guess what? Ever since the 1400s all the way up until now, the 2000s, they done built. They done built, guess what? Skyscrapers, using our brothers Issachars to build up all these roads and so forth. They done built up. They built everywhere, man. Australia, South Africa, America, Canada, everywhere, man. Read on up.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
And that's like we say, we always know that's how the Most High God is black, because like we said, he's saying that they're going to build up, but God is telling them that he gonna throw it down, man. Read on up.
And they shall, they shall call them the border of wickedness.
It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. A border is what you use to stop entrance and stop exit. They are the beginning and ending of wickedness, man. When you go through all the atrocities that they done did on the face of the planet, nobody can compare to what they done did. 100 years of lynching.
And not only that, they the border, they protect wickedness.
Exactly.
They protect it. They build a border around. They protect the wickedness. They don't want you to come against the wickedness.
Just think about it. Slavery from the 1400s all the way up until 1885. It's still till today. Because like we say in the 13th Amendment, if you go to jail, guess what? You a slave all over again, man. If you commit a crime, so to speak. But like we say, slavery, then we got 100 years of lynching. Then we got civil rights movement, how they was doing, brothers and sisters there. Not to mean what they doing to all the environment, killing off all the animals, polluting the ozone, polluting the earth. I'm talking about, man, they wickedness that reach unto the heavens.
That's why he said a lot of people did us wrong. They were doing what God had put us to do. But this one, this the spirit that we like, it's an adversary of the Most High.
Exactly.
This spirit is on them, and they like far exceed what he told them to do. And just enslave them. No, I ain't tell you to go try to be a god to it. Man, that's what they trying to do. They taking it overboard. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon.
Read that last part out.
The people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
It says, and the people, because a lot of times Christian apologists would just say that it's just Esau.
Esau just a man, one person.
Exactly. But God's specified that thing. And the people whom the Lord had indignation forever. The word indignation means great hatred, man. So it's no games being played with the Most High and how you feel about them. Go ahead, Captain McAbee.
And that's then we wonder why we do the same thing. It's natural to us because the Most High is in us. We feeling the same thing he feeling. Well, that white man, something the same thing he's saying, boy. I can't stand him. I don't even know why I created that one. I should have, boy.
So don't worry about it. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm in him. Go ahead. Let's get to Wisdom of Solomon and chapter 14, and let's start at 8. Let's see some of these lies. These lies that they created. Let's see this main. We talked about it a little bit. We're gonna go a little more in depth here.
This is the book Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as it, as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called God.
And see, he said, he that is made with hands, it's cursed. And the person that made it is cursed, corruptible, no good. He made the graven image. He made with everybody. They got it right there in Brazil, sitting on the top of a mountain. Some old Caesar Borgia just sitting up there, and everybody think it's just the great. Oh, that's so great. They got it in some other country. I've seen another statue like that in another country. Yeah, whenever you get to,
They got a statue like that in the back.
Anywhere?
The Vatican.
The Vatican, yes. One of the, and I've seen them. It's sitting on top of a hill. I was like, dang, I thought Brazil was the only one, but they got quite a few of them. Go ahead.
Hold up, Bob. Read verse 8 again. Cause this right here, this his home, man. Go ahead, read that again.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as it, as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called God.
Now, what's going on right now? This dang on coronavirus. This, guess what? It's called God because it controls. What does a God do? A God controls. It dictates. It shows what you're supposed to do, what you can, you cannot do. A man-made coronavirus, and it goes from country to country to control the consumer. Why you think it went from China to America? Why it didn't reach? Why ain't reach Russia? Why it didn't reach Europe? Why the Philippines right there with it? Why it's not in the Philippines? You don't hear about none of that because guess what? That white man, the so-called Esau, he uses his tactics and all his wisdom is guess what? I'm God, so everything I make is a God. So guess what he make? I'm gonna make a disease that's gonna control the people. That dictates where you can spend it, where you can buy it. I control every little aspect of it. That's why the Lord said that's cursed, and the person that made is cursed, and the thing in the thing itself is cursed. Because it controls, we think on a level, but look how the demon plays. He plays for keeps. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's they feel about everything, like what you call that, the heart system. They tell you all the heart system. Now, it's supposed to be a major government secret, right? Why we know about it? You know why we know about it? Because they allowed you to think that. So when you see all this bad weather going on and the Most High tearing these people up, the tornadoes tearing these people up, hurricanes, guess what you say? Heart. Man, that makes them look like who did it? We did that. We control the weather. Man, this Bible said, no, you don't control none of that. Don't believe that. That's why they allow it to leak out. So when you see all this, everybody just, you think you really telling them, man, the government is up there controlling the weather. They saying, I'm glad y'all think that. Now you think I got power. So now guess what you do? You fear me. I want you to fear me. If I can control the weather, you think I can control the weather, you're going to fear me. They have no control. But that's the thing about it. They use those instruments to make you constantly praising him. The government do this. The government do that. The government do that. The government can sit down. He ain't doing a damn thing. The Most High controls this thing.
That's right.
Everything. Even when he decides to move, he can't do nothing until the Most High allow him to move.
And that's what we tell brothers and sisters, be mindful of conspiracy theories, man. Just believe what the Bible say, because even conspiracy theories have you, because the tactic is to keep you out of the Bible. That's all that it is. It's just a tactic to keep you away from the scripture. So if you're thinking about conspiracy theories, you ain't in the Bible read.
Yeah. And then on top of all that, that's the thing about it. When you read the Bible, it lets you know, yeah, they got a conspiracy on what they just did. It's a deception. It's a deception. Go ahead. Let's go back.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
Oh boy.
The sin and the sinner.
Man, it's just, I'm just looking, look how he said that. Read that again.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
They hateful.
Alike.
I mean, not only him, but what he do. They hateful unto the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 10. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
He said, hey, y'all think this little old Caesar boys here, that's coming down. That image, all that's coming down. And the person who made it.
All these crosses.
All of that. Yep,
All
and if
these
you
things,
run
man.
around here and you got them all on you, man, that's why we tell people, man, take that off. Now, walking with my Jesus piece.
Now, I'm glad that you said that, because our people hate white supremacy, but what is the first thing black rappers going by?
Mhm.
Jesus,
Jesus piece, man. That's white supremacy at its finest, man.
And guess what? And take it on even for a step the next. What they do? Oh man, they get crying. So I got stuck in the airport on Christmas. I thought you hate white supremacy. I'm celebrating 4th of July. I'm celebrating all day pagan holidays, but I hate white supremacy.
I hate white supremacy. And that's all they follow. That's like I said, he's a cunning hunter. He's very cunning. Got our people just throw it off. And then our people get mad at you for telling them, I don't want to celebrate that. What? No turkey, nigga? You ain't gonna celebrate. Oh my goodness. And that's how our people are, boy. They would hate you because you ain't doing these things. But white supremacy. I don't like that. Well, you do. Yes, you do. You very much do.
Man, that's some heavy stuff too, man,
Yeah.
because that is total mind control. Esau even dictate when you need to go celebrate with your family.
Exactly. And that's what they use. That's the only time we get together with my family. You mean to tell me all year long, y'all couldn't have got the phone and say, hey, let's meet this time on this day.
Exactly. But it got to be on this day that he ordained.
Yeah.
But a lot of times our people don't even know the history behind Thanksgiving, as we call it up in there.
That's what they do with like when people, that's one thing I remember, they tell you right now, they, like everybody, majority of y'all go to what? Lunch at around about 12, right? Whether you hungry or not, you go to lunch at 12.
11:30, 12 or something that area.
And then what that dude told me, he said, ain't you gonna go to lunch? I was like, nah, he said, it's lunchtime.
Who told you
I
that?
said the time don't determine when I'm hungry, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I said. Then you gonna control me and tell me you hungry, man, go eat something. No, I'm not. But that's how they got you. It's a programming thing all the way through,
They
man.
train you from a child.
Huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, and we've been getting trained like that from the beginning. As soon as it's time to go eat. And you know darn well, man, I ate a nice breakfast. I don't need nothing to eat. And then they be looking at you like, you ain't going nowhere. Nah, I'm just gonna chill. And they don't want you to do that because you might outwork them. And but let's go. Let's finish this.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation.
He coming for him. Go ahead.
Because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination. and stumbling blocks to the souls of men.
Go ahead.
And a snare to the feet of the unwise.
And that's exactly what they are. That man, like I said, that Jesus peace, stumbling block. Because a lot of times these Negroes be thinking they literally feel protected. Now these Negroes run around here talking about something wrong with your shoulder or something. That's all I can tell them, because I know darn well that didn't just do nothing for you. But here are people up there. And now they go and score a touchdown. Like God, this woman took him in, like God walked him in the end zone. Man, Most High don't give a dang about that football. And you up here thinking, yeah, I hit a 3. Yeah, all right.
And that shows you how destroyed our people is, because like we say, a lot of rappers, so-called, they understand that, guess what, Christ is not a white man, but you still go and buy Jesus piece. Man, that's got
Not
to be
only
the
buy
dumbest thing
Jesus
ever.
piece, they put all the diamonds in there
All
and
that.
all the little, it just get bigger and bigger and bigger, you know what I'm saying? They just got a dude with a Jesus piece in the wagon, the same size as him. This is my Jesus piece. You gotta be better than that. I'm telling you, man, we worshiping, we don't even know what we doing, man. We caught up.
And that demon knows what he doing. I'm talking about knows what he doing to the team. We were watching, me and my boys were looking at this thing, man, online the other day. They were showing how the first image of Adam, and then they had some kind of little scientific thing, and they seen the structure of the skull and stuff like that. Picture straight black man, beard and everything. But why this not plastered all over the TV? They won't do that. See, that sucker. So he reveals himself, but he's not gonna just. He'll make just like the Einstein. Let's give me a perfect example. The Einstein thing going on. But okay, then Einstein had his trial. Y'all don't hear about that all over the news. But what happened? You hear about the coronavirus everywhere, everything. Every day you hear coronavirus, but you don't hear about the Einstein, even though he got convicted on a couple of charges. But they covered up. But they blew Bill Cosby up.
Yeah.
You see? But the Weinstein, they smoothed it over under the border.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
And that's the same thing. That was the beginning of spiritual fornication, because the first thing we did when we came up out of Egypt is make us another God. We can't see that God. They know Moses up there talking to somebody, but that somebody ain't down here. So let's make us one that we can follow after. So that's the first thing they did. Our first major thing we did, as soon as we got out of captivity, spiritual fornication. Soon as we got out of captivity in America, spiritual fornication. Because the first thing we were doing was worshiping that white. We thought that, we just knew that white boy was going to come back and get us up out of here. We just knew it. You know, I mean, that's why a lot of our older, what you call them songs, them yeah, but a lot of them come from that boy. They were hoping this white man gonna do it. Look at it, say right here. You see that, grandma? We just knew we was getting out of this. This white man was coming to do this thing. Until same thing he thought. He ain't did nothing.
That's that lamentation.
It's a stumbling block. Keep you still stuck in slavery. And we still in slavery to this day because of that same image. The same image. That same white dude.
And like we say, that image, guess what? That thing really is the beginning of black on black crime.
Exactly.
Because when we see each other, we don't see Christ in one another. We see a nigga. But like we say, it's the beginning of white supremacy, man. Black on black crime, man. Because we don't see Christ in one another, man. We don't see us as being the leaders or the rightful rulers of this planet Earth, man. We just see each other as just straight up niggas.
Yeah, it's hard for our people to hear us when we out there on the street.
Yeah.
We just another Negro talking. They don't see that we are guys on this world, on this planet.
Then they would say, see, color don't matter. The image don't matter. Okay, if the image don't matter, why y'all spend so much money to make the image look like y'all?
Or why do it offend you when we read out the Bible
Yeah.
that Christ is black? If color don't really matter, you should be able to accept that.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. Going on about our business because they expect us. They look at us crazy if we don't accept the lie.
And Big Mama hate that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you tell her, hey, did you know Christ is black? Oh, it don't matter what color he is. It don't matter. So why did you accept that he was white then?
Exactly.
See, you just trying to make a big deal out of nothing. I said, it means a lot.
It is a big deal. Because like we said, that's the beginning of low self-esteem amongst, like I said, our black sisters, our black brothers, man. You know, that's the beginning of low self-esteem because like we say, you don't see, if you knew that God had hair like you, and that God looked like you, guess what? You wouldn't feel some type of way, man.
And it says right there, and a stumbling block to the souls of men. If that ain't that important, why does it have to do something with your soul? It ain't that important. You saying your soul ain't important at all. Well, man, it's important to me. I don't want my soul to be gone because I'm up here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chinese, they wouldn't be worshiping that.
Go ahead. Let me go ahead.
13.
Yes.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 13. For neither.
No. Go back 12.
Verse 12.
We're going to finish it all.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life.
And the invention of them is the corruption of life. So y'all don't think these religions they got on y'all, man, that's why your life is corrupted. You got all these religions, all these idols. Omega. Chiwi. All of them. We after every item. Everything, man.
And why y'all think when it said for the devising of idol was the beginning of a spiritual fornication? Because we married to the Most High, man. That's why when he said that we went a whoring, that was spiritual fornication that we committed.
Fornicate with other gods. Fornicate with other gods.
That's right.
Nasty Negro.
If we take that
fornicating, stay your butt home.
Another level too. Yeah, our idol can be anything. People's cars. People worship their cars. People worship their houses, their jobs, all sports. Exactly. That's why you got sports fanatics, man. Fans. It's short for fanatic. You know, they fanatics out there, man. You know, do anything for the sport just to have a seat right there on the front row. So a lot of these things, anything can be idols, man. So we have to be clear about that.
Yes.
If it's not of the Most High God and you putting too much into it, above the Most High God, man, that's an idol.
That's an idol. Money.
Exactly.
An idol. Good. Get that bag, baby. What's that lad? What's that girl got the women chasing them now? What's the Mexican girl? Cardi B. Money man. What money man? Oh God. They got all the women down there. I gotta get that money man. See how they out there. They saying like she's selling more dope than any dope deal I ever known.
She's selling dope.
Yeah, I know.
And the thing is, that's who our young sisters have to be an example to. You know, which is a sad thing. Thinking either you got to strip or use your body to get where you need to get.
That's the dope that they selling, their body.
Twerking some dollars. And the Negroes follow behind them. Niggas sit your butt. That's some stupid stuff right there.
Then he go home, his arms tired, and then he has all he got out this situation.
That's it. Broke is all outdoors, man. It's like my son talking about, man, I'm not going back to them strip clubs. I'm like, why not? Man, I went in there with $200. I came out, I'm just broke. Nigga, what you think that was for? Man, I was like, dude, that's another story. I'm gonna probably teach on that one day. Let's go ahead.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 14. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
It's coming to an end. I know it don't seem like it. Even the baby don't think it's gonna come to an end, but it's coming to an end. You ain't gonna be able to do this all the time. Go ahead.
Verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child, soon taken away, Now honored him as a god.
Now that's why you got to live with it's always. It's why you always think they always talk about baby Jesus. Baby Jesus. Because first of all, it was a father who created this thing because when his child died.
Do anybody know what any one of the brothers know what this going into? Who was the father afflicted with untimely mourning? Pope what? Pope Alexander the sixth of Rome.
Mm-hmm.
He commissioned Leonardo da Vinci to make an image of Christ. This is the history of this right here.
Yes.
This is the whole history.
Leonardo da Vinci. And why do y'all think that same image? If you notice that all of his old paintings, almost all of them look like some kind of Jesus or Caesar Borgia look, because he was in love with her. Oh yeah. He's homosexual. Yeah, let me draw you. Go ahead, dog.
For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man.
A dead man, and still a dead man.
That's right.
Now they got y'all worse. They not y'all. I hope none of y'all in there doing it. If you are, we'll see you after class. Go ahead.
And delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grew strong, which was kept as a law.
So strong that they doing it today. Today. This was a long time ago. They still doing it. That's how strong this was. That's how strong this was.
And this is really strong on our northern tribes, brothers.
Oh yeah. Santa Maria.
All this. The Virgin Mary, idols, Catholicism, all these different type of things, man.
They see them everywhere. I mean, in toast, they see them on meat, everything. Then they don't even. I mean, they got a rotten piece of meat sitting at the house, like, oh no, Jesus Christo. You know, they don't even eat it. They keep it there forever. Hey, that don't look like no. That look like an old barrel. That ain't no.
Then he
That's
get
no
ready to blow,
God.
he blow his whole house up because you see a little rat that got the bread and he trying bragging in the hole.
Yeah. No. You think my God? Go ahead.
Engraven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
Worship about the king. Y'all gonna worship this. Y'all gonna worship my son. The king commanded this. Y'all gonna worship him. America commanding this. Y'all gonna worship this Jesus.
Because that's how they came over in 1490.
1492.
1492. The so-called Spaniards came over with the false image of Christ and forced that on the Native Americans and the Taino Indians.
And all them, yeah.
Hey, this is Christ. If y'all don't worship them, guess what? Y'all gonna be put to death. And guess what? They worship that thing. Same way Esau forced Christianity on us.
They put a lot of people to death before they decide to worship it too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, because the other one like, no. Next. Next. They bowed down. They done seen two, and they done took the top men down. They didn't take the, they didn't bother with, they took the chief. You gonna worship him?
Nah.
Yeah. They took the next one. You gonna worship him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that how it is?
And the rest of them doing the same thing. They follow right behind them. They killed Chief. She was hard.
That's right.
Saying they just stabbed him like it ain't nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna worship him. That same thing with us. Same thing with us. We had when he read that book a lot. The
Sisters back there, y'all turn that heat off for me.
you want to be happy. That's you.
Oh, okay. It feel like the heat up in there.
No, man. You must got a Jesus piece in your pocket. No, I'm just. Come on, let's finish this up, man.
Verse 16. In process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
We said, go ahead.
Whom men could not honor in presence, because they were far off, because they dwelt far off.
And see, a lot of times, look, when they couldn't honor that God over here, that's why you see that picture carried all over the place. Since you can't be here to see that, I'll bring it to you for you to worship. That's why that's how this got all the way around the world.
Because where were they coming from? They was coming from Spain. Like you said, they took that picture all the way from Spain. So they worshiping that image, giving kudos to royalty in Spain.
And they would go back to the king and let them know what they did. That's what they would always say. Yeah, we converted all of them. We got all of Indians to come over there. Boy, they bow them down there, and you can go over there and build whatever you want on it. Go ahead.
They took the counterfeit of his visage from far and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present.
Now they doing that. They, like I said, they took it all the way to America. That's why this image is all around the four corners of the earth, all the way around. You got Hindu, you got Buddhism, but do those things worship in a lot of places? Sometimes they don't. But this one image, guess what? You go anywhere. You go to the jungle. To the jungle, and they'll worship that same image. Because they think it's God. How? They took it all over the world. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Also, the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition.
And now, this same image took everybody to. Now you got all kind of superstition. If I don't have one hanging on my wall, just like Grandmama be saying, don't you touch that one.
An artificer is a painter or a sculptor. So you got the artificer or sculptor that's painting this image, and guess what? When he's doing that, he's making our people ignorant. Making it a stumbling block.
And more, and in the superstitions. Because a lot of times you can knock the king off the wall. Grandmama would tell you. Because this, you remember that lady name what? And what that lady thought that everything that would happen and start running her mouth.
No, but when they put the dark stuff there, they start living better.
Yeah.
And then she got tired of living.
She got
better.
mad. And when Michael, no, that Bible, y'all notice that Bible stayed there. Never even open that Bible because if you so spiritual, you all in the Bible. With the description of you should have looked in the Bible. And I remember they never opened that Bible, but it was mine. Yep. And when that Bible was open, the truth.
For this place, he's all my life.
Yeah, I don't know who that other his wife.
For he heard all his skills of the best.
He was doing this. He was like, man, I got it.
Who was the painter and authority? Doing that resemblance of. So they tried to put the best art in it, and so the
reading about it.
And this world, serving either Kalari.
Now, right now, sweet Jesus, sweet Jesus.
Verse erred in the knowledge of God.
Hold on, see, even that wasn't even enough. See the whole world, that ain't even enough. Gate grabbers, give me the gate grabbers.
Obadiah.
I'm gonna finish on this because we are on time. Got a whole half a page left.
And Obadiah, what's talking about?
Of
Obadiah, chapter verse 5 to thee. Night, how art thou cut off? Have not stolen? If the great gatherers came to thee.
Look, they didn't have enough either. They didn't deceive the whole world, but that's not enough. Now he said, if thieves came to thee and they come in by night and they come to you, let's say you got a whole farm. You got grapes all down there. You just gonna make you some good wine tomorrow. But hold on, this is what them thieves do. Hold on, go ahead.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
You know, because when black people come, they be leaving all kind of stuff. They're going to steal some video games. There'd be about 3 of them they let left back there, then fill out their pocket on the way out the door. But this thief here leaves nothing. Read.
Verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out?
That's Esau. Man, when they come over they came to America, we're going to share this land with you. They took all of that. I mean, everything. Like if they came and took the grapes off your tree, you go back in there, man, these mother done took the grapes, the soil, and then they got the water hose hooked up to my water and got a 90-foot hose.
They gonna take the water and guess what? They gonna take you too.
All that they want it all. We don't leave nothing. They don't leave nothing. We want it all.
That's why I said, how are the things of Esau searched out? Because the Lord, like, damn, you gonna take what he leaves? That man not gonna leave no grapes, man. Look here, I don't care. There's a little seed on the ground. And
Get that. You come back, man, ain't no dirt in the ground. They done took the dirt. You know, be like, God dang, they done took the dirt. Yeah, we needed that dirt. Yeah. I mean, they would take it all, man. Everything. That's what the Most High showing in this. But let's go back. I just want to get there because Jeremiah was talking about that the other day.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance.
They erred in the knowledge of God. They didn't give a dang about that. Only thing they were trying to do was get that information that they need at that Bible to control us. They didn't care about none of that. They erred in it anyway, because they couldn't. It was never made. It wasn't made for them to learn. It's not made for them to know the secrets of this Bible. It's made for you, but they'll take it and try to figure it out. They were like, you know, maybe you read it like this, we'll understand it. Turn it like this. But it's not made for them. Go ahead.
Salaki, verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance. Those so great plagues.
Hold on, but a lot of people think they smart though. They think they very smart. But go ahead.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
Right now, the coronavirus, peace to them, because you know what the coronavirus do for them? Money. Well, I get to make some more money.
You even had one of Trump's, the chief of staff saying that they make it too big of a deal out of the coronavirus.
Yes.
Like, man, this thing done killed about 10,000 people already.
AIDS. It's money. Ooh, a war. Guess what? Money. That's good to them. Oh, that's good. That's cool. War. That's why the United States jumps in so many wars. We just be fighting people for nothing. Y'all got too many fish. Come on, send the whole military over there for overfishing or something. That's what we like war because it's money. Go ahead.
Verse 23. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices.
Now hold on. They did what?
For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices.
Ain't that what they do today? Yeah. Not only they slew their children, they slew ours too. They make sacrifices. Go ahead.
Or use secret ceremonies.
Don't they do that? Somebody was just showing me the Illuminati. That's what they do. They got all these things. This is what they do. You think the Most High don't know them? He's giving a purpose. I mean, it's like that secret now, huh? Even the Most High knew it way back in Greece. So they Illuminati all secret. No, it ain't. Man, all I gotta do is open the Bible and find out everything about them. Read.
Or made revelings of strange sprites.
That's what they do. What is that? Bohemian Garden, Bohemian Grove. All of these little rituals. Put me in we butt naked in a casket. Stay there the whole night. And then reveal all of my deep, darkest secrets and all of this type of stuff. They got all this stuff going on. Read.
Verse 24. They kept neither their lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Oh, they don't. Man, come on. Let's all of us go get in the bed. Like Cat Level 2 said.
It's all getting naked.
It's all getting naked.
The crazy lady.
They have defiled their beds. It don't matter what they doing now. We be up there tripping on what they be doing. And yeah, there's dogs and cats and all that stuff up in the bedroom. All of them getting down. So I'm telling you, ain't no telling what you're gonna come outside and see. A white man with a cat body. I'm telling you, man, that's what they into. They into that type of stuff. And then our people go mess with them. And they ask the church, like, come on, let's just go to this party. So, don't go. Go ahead.
But either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery.
They don't give a dang about none of that. They'll be with your wife and his wife and their wife. They probably won't even mess with their wife. They'll mess with her boyfriend, but they don't even want their wife. Go ahead.
Verse 25, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury.
Man, look, this out of all they men, this is what they got. And all this started, guess what flow? That image. They say that image ain't that important. Yes, that cross that everybody wears from that idol, this what's coming out of this. Go ahead.
Disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind.
What?
Changing of kind.
GMO, they can't, man, a lemon ain't even a lemon no more. They mixing seed, they changing people. Got the goddamn dude who was in the limp, is that dude is a girl now? Well, they changed it, but let's go.
Disorder in marriages, adultery.
So that's why y'all get married under these laws of America. Guess you can just get divorced anytime you want. You don't even have to have no look irreconcilable different. Why? Because they liked another nigga. That's all it is. You can do that in America. You can do that in their marriages. You can just say anytime you want to get out of it, just give me half and you be on about your business. Go ahead.
Adultery and shameless uncleanness. For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Man, just worshiping that cross that they got on them. Just that. And now they got all of that. Crazy, huh? But that's not important, though. Welcome to the Jesus piece. Go ahead,
Verse 28. For either they are mad when they be married, or prophesy lies.
They be mad when they be married.
Or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. For in so much as their trust is in idols, which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. Howbeit for both causes shall they be justly punished, both because they thought not well of God, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly swore in deceit, despising holiness. For it is not the power of them by whom they swear, but it is the just vengeance of sinners that punisheth always the offense of the ungodly.
The offense of the ungodly. We're going to stop right there for today. But look, I want to show y'all see, look, to try to be like God, they created this image. This one image, or these images, they got a lot of them. They hit every religion. They got the rock down there. They got one down there every year in Mecca kissing the rock. They got them right here in America, bowing down to this so-called cross. But the fact of the matter, do y'all see how much damage that does? That was a lot of stuff. That was the most evilest stuff that you can possibly come up with, just off that cross. Man, the people wonder why we tell people, man, you need to take that cross off. You need to take that cross off. So when you see people with them idols on, man, y'all better get away. Because if y'all just seen what all that caused, and that just, I know it sounds bad, like, oh man, that just, you just seen what all this caused, the mess that just caused. Y'all got anything? Somebody give me a law. What? No, you're not gonna give me a law?
No, we ain't got nothing there. Laws upon laws here, man.
Habakkuk 2:18.
Yep.
Habakkuk 2:18. What we do is we bring out a law every time because we always tell the people, y'all need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So what we do is teach the law and give y'all a law after each class. So hopefully you write them down, you go back and study them, and you at least start having the laws. So you can't say, I didn't know the law. No, we give them to
you. Oh, say Leviticus out.
Yeah, Leviticus 19:4. Yeah, Leviticus 19.
Leviticus 19:4.
Brothers and sisters. The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 4. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods.
And this is a law. This is a law. This is a law. Read.
I am the Lord your God.
That's it. Don't do it. Turn away from that. Man, go take that Jesus piece off, man. Melt that mug down, man, and then get your teeth fixed with it. I guess that's about it. But any one of y'all got anything? You can go ahead and.
Those that's on YouTube and on Facebook, thanks for tuning in. Those that giving to the GoFundMe, that money will be used according to the Most High's will. We got what coming up? Piece of Purim coming up.
Piece of Purim, piece of dedication. I mean, not piece of dedication. Destruction of Nicanor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, brothers and sisters that's online, that's thinking about congregating with us for the Passover, get in touch with brothers in leadership so you can make arrangements to get your money and your fees in. Because, like we said, we'll need to get the building and make preparations and so forth. So, reach out to us and call us. Go ahead.
And on that note, we say shalom.
Shalom, shalom, brothers.